I stopped asking to be understood. I spent a lifetime trying to make them see, explaining who I was and who I'd be, speaking words till my voice was raw and torn, begging them to understand, to mourn the things I suffered, all the pain I knew. Thought if I could just find the right words, it'd break through. But they looked at me with empty eyes, and I realized I was living lies. The night I stopped asking to be understood was the night I finally could live my life without the weight of needing them to validate. The night I stopped asking to be understood, I found a peace I never knew when I quit needing them to see what's true. The night I stopped asking to be understood. I let it go, all the words I'd say, let them drift away like waves. Quit trying to convince the world of me. And that's when I was finally free. Silence was a relief, not a curse, and things stopped getting worse when I stopped explaining myself away. I could finally learn to stay. Now I walk this earth without the need for anyone to plant a seed of understanding in their hearts. I've made my peace with broken parts. God understands me, that's enough. That's the end of all the shame. The night I stopped asking to be understood was the best thing that I ever could. Let go of needing to explain. To be understood, that's the freedom, that's the way, that's the peace that saves the day. Tonight I stopped asking to be understood. If you're tired of explaining who you are, if you're walking carrying that star, let it go, hear. God understands, He can hear. You don't need the world to understand. You just need to take His hand, and that's enough to set you free. That's the grace of letting be. I confessed it all, every lie I'd told, every bitter thing, every story cold. I spoke the truth that cut like a blade, stood naked in the light I'd made. I thought He'd strike me down right there, thought He'd show me His despair, but He said nothing, not a sound. Just let the truth fall to the ground. God stayed silent while I told the truth, like He was standing in my youth, watching me unburden all my soul, watching me to become whole. God stayed silent while I told the truth, and in that silence I could see that He already knew of me. God stayed silent while I told the truth, and the silence wasn't cold or hard. It was gentle like a shepherd's yard. It held me while I spilled my guts. It didn't close me out with doors and locks. Truth came pouring out like rain, all the lies, all the pain, and He just listened with His ears and wiped away my bitter tears. When I finished, there was nothing left. I was empty, I was blessed, and the silence turned a gentle sound, like His voice was all around. He said, now that you've told the truth to me, you can finally learn to be authentic in your walk with God, and that's the greatest grace I've tried. God stayed silent while I told the truth, and that taught me something new. Sometimes silence speaks the most, that's the grace that brings you close. God stayed silent while I told the truth, His quiet was His love. That's the message from above. God stayed silent while I told the truth. If you're afraid to tell the truth, if you're scared of God's reproof, remember that His silence is His love. He's a Father from above. When you speak your truth to Him, when you let the light come in, His silence is the greatest grace that ever showed up in that place. Walk that road till I couldn't walk no more, till my feet were bleeding, till I hit the floor, and the road just ended in a wall of stone. And I was standing there completely alone. So I took my name, the one I've carried far, the name that defined me like a burning star. And I laid it down right where it all would end. Said goodbye to who I'd been. I laid my name down where the road ends, let it go, and made amends with the man I thought I had to be. And that's when I was finally free. I laid my name down where the road ends, found a name that God had for me, found a way to finally see. I laid my name down where the road ends. All my life I've been chasing down a name that would bring me fortune, bring me fame. But the name was just a prison made of gold, and it was growing heavy, growing old. So at the end of everything I knew, I let go of the old, I found the new. And the road that ended became a door that opened up to something more. Now I got a name that nobody knows. It's the name that in my spirit grows. It's the name that God whispered in the dark. It's the name that lit the final spark. I laid my name down where the road ends, and I found a way to win, not by who I am trying to be, by finally being me. I laid my name down where the road ends, and I learned what grace extends. When you give up who you think you do all, you become a British star. I laid my name down where the road ends. That's the truth, that's the way. That's the gospel, that's the say. I laid my name down where the road ends. If you're tired of chasing down a name, if you're tired of all the shame, lay it down at the end of your road. Let God carry all your load. That's a grace that sets you free. That's the way you learn to be authentic in your walk with God, walking on that holy road. I was holding it together by a thread, all the things I never said, all the cracks were spreading through my soul, and I was losing all control. I thought if I just broke, the world would end. Thought I couldn't ever mend. Thought the silence would come crashing down and leave me broken on the ground. But the silence didn't flinch when I broke. It was stronger than my hope. Held me while I fell apart, like a mother holds her heart. The silence didn't flinch when I broke. It was steady, it was true. In my falling, it saw me through. The silence didn't flinch when I broke. So I let myself come undone. Quit pretending I was strong. Let the pieces fall where they may. Let the darkness have its say. And the silence caught me as I fell, like a story it would tell of a man who learned to let go, of a man who learned to know. In the breaking I could see that's exactly where I needed to be. That the breaking was the healing all along. That was what would make me strong. The silence held me while I broke, and it was more than just a joke. It was God's own hand reaching down to lift me up off the ground. The silence didn't flinch when I broke, and that's the greatest love I've known. When you fall, you're not alone. The silence didn't flinch when I broke. The silence didn't flinch when I broke. That's the grace that sees you through. That's the love that's tried and true. Silence didn't flinch when I broke. If you're afraid of falling down, if you're scared of losing ground, remember that the silence will hold, that the story's not been told. The breaking is a place where you'll meet the deepest grace. Don't be afraid to let it go. That's the way that you will grow. I talked and talked till my voice gave out. Tried to pray, but I could only shout. Every word I spoke was hollow and alive. Nothing seemed to touch the night. My prayers became just empty air. I had nothing left to share. Every sentence was a lie. Every word was a goodbye. But grace waited while I ran out of words. Didn't leave me when my voice couldn't be heard. In the silence where no language lived, that's where grace had more to give. Grace waited while I ran out of words. In the place beyond the speed, that's where grace could really read. Grace waited while I ran out of words. So I quit the talk and quit the sound. Just laid my weary body down. And in the quiet where no words could go, that's where grace began to show. A presence didn't need a sound. A love that didn't need to be crowned. In the silence, grace was there, breathing comfort through the air. Now I understand what it means to pray beyond the words we've seen. That grace don't need your eloquence. Grace got its own intelligence. The deepest prayer ain't got no sound. It's the place where grace is found. When your words run dry and gone, that's when grace says, carry on. Grace waited while I ran out of words, and that taught me something new, that the deepest grace comes through. Grace waited while I ran out of words. Grace waited while I ran out of words. That's a love that never quits. That's the grace that always fits. Grace waited while I ran out of words. If you're struggling to find the prayer, if your words are thin and spare, know that grace don't need your tongue. Grace has always got you some. In the silence beyond speech, that's the place that grace can reach. Don't give up on finding grace. Grace is waiting in that space. There were words stuck in my throat so deep, things I couldn't say, things I couldn't keep, secrets buried in my chest, things I never could confess. I thought they'd die inside my soul. I thought they'd never make me whole. I thought they'd be the death of me. I thought I'd never be set free. But the cross heard everything I never said, heard the words I kept inside my head, heard the screams that made no sound, heard me crying on the ground. The cross heard everything I never said. It don't need your words to know. It don't need to make a show. The cross heard everything I never said. All the words I couldn't speak, all the things that made me weak, all the prayers that had no voice, all the things I had no choice. The cross was standing there waiting for the words I wasn't stating, for the truth I couldn't tell, for the depths I wasn't held. And it received them all with grace, and it looked me in the face, said, I know the words you couldn't say, I'm bearing them till judgment day. The cross took what I couldn't speak. The cross made me no longer weak. The cross heard and understood, and that did me more good. The cross heard everything I never said, and it took the weight of dread, every unspoken word and pain. The cross made it all not in vain. The cross heard everything everything I never said. That's the grace that sets you free. That's the love of Calvary. The cross heard everything I never said. If there's words stuck in your throat, if there's things that seem remote, know the cross has heard them all. Know the cross will heed the call. You don't need to say a sound. The cross will be around, hearing everything you keep, holding it so you can sleep. I said sorry till my voice was gone. Apologize for what I done, but the words fell flat like stone, left me standing there alone. The apologies couldn't fix the break, couldn't undo what I would make. All my sorries rang hollow and false, like I was just paying the cost. People looked at me with doubt, couldn't understand the weight of my remorse, my pain, everything I tried to explain. But God met me after the apologies failed, when my words had all paled. In the place where I had nothing left, that's where God showed me that God met me after the apologies failed. I was broken by my own attempt to make things right, to pay what was lent, but the debt was too deep, the damage was done, and I couldn't be the one. So I fell down at the foot of the cross, and I realized the only cost was the price that Jesus paid. That's the apology that wouldn't fade. God met me in that place where I couldn't save face, and He said, your apologies will always fail, but my grace will never fail. He said, I don't need your words to mend, I just need you to understand that you've done, I've paid the price, and that's the greatest sacrifice. God met me after the apologies failed, and that's the gospel that I've said. When your words can't make it right, God's grace becomes the light. God met me after the apologies failed, that's the truth, that's the way, that's the grace that saves the day. If your apologies have fallen flat, if you're drowning in your regret, remember that God don't need your words. God's grace is what is heard. Fall down at the foot of the cross, and you'll find what grace has got. That's the apology that saves. That's what brings you from the grave.
The night I quit explaining my pain, how much my suffering meant to me. I described it in detail, every wound, thought the truth would bring the moon. But they looked at me with tired eyes, thought my pain was just a prize, that I was looking for attention, that I wanted their redemption. The night I quit explaining my pain was the night I found the rain that would wash my sorrow clean without needing to be seen. The night I quit explaining my pain, I found a peace I never knew. When I quit needing to convince them through. The night I quit explaining my pain, I let my pain be private, let it be. Didn't need the world to see the depths of what was breaking me apart, the bleeding places in my heart. And in the silence of my suffering, I found the grace of everything that didn't need to be explained, that just needed to be prayed. Now I carry all my pain with grace, don't need to prove it to this place. I got God to witness all my tears, and that's enough after all these years. The night I quit explaining my pain was the night I stepped out of the rain and found a shelter that was true, found a grace that carried me through. The night I quit explaining my pain, that's the night I stepped out of the rain and found a shelter that was true, found a grace that carried me through. The night I quit explaining my pain, that's the night I found again the peace that comes from letting go, grace of God that you will know. The night I quit explaining my pain, that's a truth, that's a way, that's a gospel, that's a say. The night I quit explaining my pain. If you're tired of sharing your pain, if you're drowning in the strain, let it be, keep it quiet, let your suffering be private. God knows every tear you've cried, God knows you're screaming on the inside. You don't need to make it loud, God's grace will be your shroud.
I was lost at midnight on a lonesome way, the darkness pressing down to stay. Everything inside me wanted to quit, Everything inside me couldn't submit. The road went on forever and on. I didn't know if I'd see the dawn. I was walking with my head hung low, didn't know which way to go. But the road sat with me until dawn, like a friend when everything's gone. Didn't try to make me understand, just quietly took my hand. The road sat with me until dawn. In the darkness, it was there, carrying me with patient care. The road sat with me until dawn. And I realized as the hours passed that this journey was my last chance to believe in something true, last chance to start new. The road didn't move too fast, didn't rush me through the past. Just let me walk at my own pace, looking upward at God's face. And when the morning finally came, I wasn't the same, not the same. The road had changed me through the light, changed me with its patient light. I saw that the road was made for me, that it was always meant to be a companion into the dark that would guide me to the mark. The road sat with me until dawn, and that's the grace that I've been on. The longest road is not the one that's laid away from God's own Son. The road sat with me until dawn. That's the truth, that's the way, that's the grace that saves the day. The road sat with me until dawn.
All my life I've been the one to talk. All my life I've been the one to walk into a room and fill the space. Couldn't stand the quiet of that place. The silence made me feel alive, made me think that I would thrive. But the noise was killing my soul, keeping me from being whole. So I learned to listen when nothing spoke, and that learning was no
joke. In the space where there was no sound, that's where truth was found. I learned to listen when nothing spoke, and the silence taught me so much more than all the words I had before. I learned to listen when nothing spoke. I sat still and held my tongue, let the quiet be my song. And the more I listened to the voice, the more I realized I'd been destroyed by the noise that filled my day, by the words I had to say. But in the silence I could see that God was speaking just to me. Now I sit in quiet every day, let the silence have its say. And the more I learn to hear the still, the more I'm learning God's own will. And nothing spoke to me so loud that I had to leave the crowd and the silence of the night brought me to the light. I learned to listen when nothing spoke, and that's the truth that I evoke, that the deepest wisdom comes from the silence, not the drums. I learned to listen when nothing spoke. That's the grace, that's the way, that's the gospel, that's the say. I learned to listen when nothing spoke. If you're tired of all the noise, if you've lost your inner voice, learn to listen when it's still. Learn to know God's holy will. In the silence you will find all the peace you left behind. That's the grace of letting be. That's the way to truly see